Do your legs ever feel unusually heavy in the morning, even after what should have been a full night's sleep? Do simple tasks leave you more drained than they used to? Climbing stairs, carrying groceries, even concentrating on a conversation? A lot of people over 60 quietly assume it's just part of getting older. Slower mornings, lower stamina, needing more rest. But what if that constant fatigue isn't something you just have to accept? What if your body is trying to tell you that something small, yet important, might be missing? Around the world, iron deficiency remains one of the most common nutritional concerns, especially as we age. And because the symptoms can be subtle at first, like brain fog, feeling colder than usual, or getting winded more easily, many people dismiss them for months or even years. This isn't about diagnosing anything, it's about awareness. It's about understanding how your body uses iron to support oxygen flow, mental clarity, and daily energy, and how modern habits, medications, and even meal timing can quietly affect absorption. If you've noticed changes in your energy or stamina lately, you're not alone. I'd love to know, have you ever wondered whether your fatigue might have a nutritional side to it? Share your thoughts in the comments, because what we're about to discuss might completely change the way you look at normal aging. And there's one overlooked factor most people never think about. Stay with me. This is where it gets interesting. Do you ever wake up feeling tired before the day has even begun? Like your body didn't quite recharge overnight? Maybe your legs feel heavier than they used to? Maybe climbing stairs takes more effort? Maybe you find yourself pausing halfway through tasks that once felt simple. And somewhere in the back of your mind, there's that quiet thought, maybe this is just aging. It's a common belief. As the years pass, we expect energy to dip, focus to blur a little, and stamina to shrink. But persistent exhaustion isn't something anyone should automatically dismiss. Sometimes what feels like just getting older can be connected to something much more basic, something nutritional, something subtle, something that often goes unnoticed. One of the most widespread nutritional concerns worldwide is iron deficiency. It affects people of all ages, but public health data consistently show that the risk of anemia increases as we grow older. And what makes this tricky is that the early signs aren't dramatic. They're quiet. Feeling more fatigued than usual. Noticing you get winded a little faster. Experiencing brain fog or colder hands and feet. Changes that can easily be brushed aside. As we age, several natural shifts happen inside the body. Stomach acid levels often decline, and that matters because stomach acid helps with nutrient absorption. Many older adults also take medications that reduce acid production even further. Diets may change, sometimes less red meat, sometimes smaller portions overall. Chronic low-grade inflammation, which tends to increase with age, can also influence how iron is processed in the body. None of this is anyone's fault. These are normal biological changes, but together, they can make maintaining healthy iron levels more challenging. To understand why this matters, it helps to picture how iron works. Inside your bloodstream are red blood cells, tiny carriers that transport oxygen from your lungs to every tissue in your body. Iron is a key component of hemoglobin, the protein that binds oxygen and allows it to travel where it's needed. Oxygen fuels your brain, your muscles, and your heart. When oxygen delivery isn't optimal, you may feel it in subtle ways. Slower thinking, reduced endurance, feeling unusually drained after ordinary activity. This isn't about diagnosing anything. It's about recognizing how deeply connected nutrients are to how we feel day to day. There's also a modern factor that often gets overlooked: absorption. Even when someone consumes iron-rich foods, the body still has to absorb and utilize that iron effectively. Today, many people regularly drink coffee or tea with meals. These beverages contain compounds called tannins that can reduce iron absorption when consumed at the same time. Calcium supplements or dairy products can also compete with iron during digestion. Acid-reducing medications, which are commonly prescribed for reflux, may further decrease absorption. And growing discussions around gut health suggest that the condition of the digestive system itself plays a role in how well nutrients are processed. None of this means you need to overhaul your life overnight. It simply highlights how small, everyday habits can influence nutrient balance over time. Timing, variety in diet, and awareness can matter more than people realize. Another important piece of the puzzle is understanding the difference between types of iron. Heme iron, found in animal-based foods, is generally more readily absorbed. Non-heme iron, found in plant-based sources like leafy greens, beans, and lentils, is beneficial too, but it's absorbed differently. This is where vitamin C enters the conversation. Vitamin C helps enhance the absorption of non-heme iron when consumed together. That's why pairing iron-rich plant foods with citrus fruits, berries, or other vitamin C sources is often discussed in nutrition science. It's not about miracle combinations, it's about synergy, how nutrients work better together. At the same time, it's important to keep balance in the conversation about supplements. Iron supplements can be very helpful when recommended by a healthcare professional, especially when lab work confirms a deficiency. However, they're not something to start casually without guidance. For some individuals, iron supplements can cause digestive discomfort, such as constipation or nausea. And too much iron isn't healthy either. That's why conversations with healthcare providers and appropriate testing are essential before making decisions about supplementation. Responsible health choices are informed choices. Fatigue, of course, doesn't have a single cause. That's another reason awareness matters. Low energy can be connected to sleep quality, stress, thyroid function, heart health, vitamin B12 levels, hydration, mental health, or underlying medical conditions. If someone experiences severe shortness of breath, chest discomfort, sudden extreme weakness, or symptoms that feel unusual or are rapidly worsening, those situations require medical evaluation. Persistent fatigue deserves attention, not panic, but attention. Listening to the body is an act of care, not fear. So, what does supportive daily awareness look like in practical terms? It starts gently, paying attention to balanced meals, including iron-containing foods when appropriate, whether from animal or plant sources. Pairing plant-based iron foods with sources of vitamin C. Being mindful about having coffee or tea separately from iron-rich meals rather than alongside them. Staying consistent rather than looking for quick fixes. Small, steady habits often matter more than dramatic short-term changes. It also includes tracking how you feel over time, not obsessively, but observantly. Do you feel more alert after improving sleep? Does adjusting meal timing make a difference? Are there patterns tied to stress levels? These reflections can help guide productive conversations with healthcare professionals if needed. What's powerful here is the reminder that aging doesn't mean losing control over your health. It means adapting with awareness. Our bodies change, but they also respond to thoughtful support. Nutrient balance, movement, hydration, sleep, and stress management all work together. Iron is just one piece of a much bigger wellness picture. And perhaps most importantly, feeling constantly exhausted isn't something you have to silently accept. You deserve clarity. You deserve to understand how your body functions. You deserve to ask questions and seek answers, grounded in science and compassion. If this conversation resonates with you, take a moment to reflect. Have you noticed changes in your energy recently? Have you ever considered how nutrition might play a role? I'd really value hearing about your experiences in the comments. Your story might help someone else feel less alone. If you found this discussion helpful, consider liking the video so more people can discover reliable, balanced health information. And if there's someone in your life who's been struggling with unexplained fatigue, sharing this could open an important conversation. Because what we've talked about today is just one layer of a much larger picture of healthy aging. And in our next discussion, we're going to explore another overlooked factor that can quietly influence long-term energy and resilience. And you might be surprised by how simple it really is.